Okay, everyone, welcome back to DSP versus the Internet, episode 49. This is for January 28th, 2024, and this is part 4 of 6. We're going to watch the final Ultra member submission, and then we're going to finally swap over to the new submissions membership tier, where everyone at that tier had an equal chance to get their video watched, put into a randomized playlist. Okay? Here we go.
In manufacturing consent, that it's the primary function of the mass media in the United States to mobilize public support for the special interests that dominate the government and the private sector. What are those interests?
Well, if you want to understand the way any society works, ours or any other, the first place to look is who is in a position to make the decision.
What is going up behind him? Do you see upper left-hand corner of the screen? What is that dude doing in that window? He's holding up something. What's that in his hand? What is that? It's bizarre. Why is he doing that? It's distracting. I can't even listen to him talk.
That determine the way the society functions. Societies differ, but in ours, the major decisions over what happens in the society, decisions over investment and production and distribution and so on, are in the hands of a relatively concentrated network of major corporations and conglomerates and investment firms and so on.
I believe that.
They are also the ones who staff the major executive positions in the government, and they're the ones who own the media, and they're the ones who have to be in a position to make the decisions. They have an overwhelmingly dominant role in the way life happens, what's done in the society. Within the economic system, by law and in principle, they dominate. The control over resources and the need to satisfy their interests imposes very sharp constraints on the political system and the ideological system.
Still, I mean, this is a very old video, and I know this is filmed way, way old because you saw the Twin Towers. So this is a very old video from Noam Chomsky, right? His old philosophy about how things work in America. But I don't think anything's changed. Has anything changed since when this video was made? You got like an elite group that are rich and powerful. They dominate every industry. They're in charge of it all. They're on the board of directors of all these different companies, right? And then they influence politics either by being politicians or having family members who are politicians or lobbying the politicians. And they stay in power. We were just talking about earlier on the show. Ivy League schools, right? That is an upper echelon of people that are the same people let in over and over. They get this education. They immediately get the best jobs as soon as they get out of college. It's the same people over and over. This elite class that's created, that's a kind of a controlling class. And the American people have all the evidence about this laid out right in front of them, right? But they don't do anything about it. We're just complacent. We just sit around, right? It's fine, right? As long as I got my TV, my internet, my games, my booze, my pot, my fast food, as long as I can shove that down my gullet, I can roll around like a whale, I'm good. I'm happy. Hashtag DSP politics. So I don't know how much further we should go into this because it feels like he's just going to reiterate things that you basically learn as you get older is basically what he's saying here. It's like as you get older and you get more aware of how the world works, all these things become knowledge to you, but then you're like, yeah, but everyone's complacent, and since everyone's complacent, this will never change, right? So
when you talk about manufacturing of consent, whose consent is being manufactured?
We can, to start with, there are two different groups. We can get into more detail, but at the first level of approximation, there's two targets for propaganda. One is what's sometimes called the political class. There's maybe 20% of the population which is relatively educated, more or less articulate. They play some kind of role in decision making. They're supposed to sort of participate in social life.
So you heard what he just said. You could never say this today. Did you hear what he just said? He says only 20% of the actual population is educated to the point where they can make kind of intelligent decisions and articulate ones. You understand what he just said, right? He's basically saying 80% of the Earth's population is dumbasses who basically shouldn't have any power because they're all idiots.
Managers or cultural managers, like say teachers and writers and so on, they're supposed to vote. They're supposed to play some role in the way economic and political and cultural life goes on.
There you go.
Now, their consent is crucial. It's one group that has to be deeply indoctrinated. Then there's maybe 80% of the population whose main function is to follow orders and not to think, and not to pay attention to anything. And they're the ones who usually pay the costs.
There you go.
Professor Chomsky, Noam, you outlined a model with filters that propaganda is sent through. That's way to the public. Can you briefly outline those?
It's basically an institutional analysis of the major media, what we call a propaganda model. We're talking primarily about the national media, those media that sort of set a general agenda that others more or less adhere to the extent that they even pay much attention to national or international affairs. Now, the elite media are the sort of the agenda-setting media. That means the New York Times, the Washington Post, the major television channels, and so on. They set the general framework. Local media more or less adapt to their structure.
World News. Begins to sound like it says that there's a beachhead.
I think 628 is a good one.
Yeah, but I think 6 is a good start. This is the operative soundbite for us. He's ours. He really knows how to time this.
He's got a minute for all the time, so that's...
I love this soundbite.
Okay,
And they do this in all sorts of ways, by selection of topics, by distribution of concerns, by emphasis and framing of issues, by filtering of information, by bounding of debate within certain limits.
Yeah, they control discourse by deciding what to cover, how to cover it, how to spin it. They control discourse. I'm going to give you a perfect example of this that just happened recently here in Washington State. There was a giant trial for several police officers in the way that they handled, someone who they were, I don't know all the details. All I know is they were apprehending someone, and in the course of apprehending this person, the person died. Okay? So they're on trial basically for like murder, right? Like, did they actually murder this guy when they were apprehending him, or were they actually adhering to everything that was the law of what they were supposed to do as trained police officers? And so after this whole giant trial went down, and all this evidence was laid out, it was found by the jury they were all not guilty, because they actually had completely gone by the law. They had gone by their training. They had done everything that they were supposed to do as officers. They could not be found guilty because they didn't do anything wrong per what they were supposed to do. Now, is it unfortunate the person passed away? Yes, but that was the verdict that was found per the law and the evidence provided. That was the verdict. All the local media around here had stories about what a travesty of justice. This is awful. We're going to interview the family of the guy who passed away and talk to every one of them about how unfortunate it is that the cops are not being punished for what they did. There was not one interview conducted of the cops and their families to say what their reaction is to the fact that they were found innocent in the court of law, that by legally they were found that they did nothing wrong. It was all one-sided coverage, 100%. So if you're here and you're someone who lives in Washington State and you weren't following the story and you heard, whoa, a bunch of cops just were found not guilty, and you turn on the news, all you would see is a bunch of people crying that this was a harsh injustice, and you would think that. You would not have any facts in front of you to know what actually happened. That's how the media portrayed the entire situation in this area of the country, right? It's about perception. And that's what a lot of these things are in life. It's perception. How a politician explains something to you, right? How the news tells you something. How any person in power, how someone at your job, your boss tells you something. That skews your perception. And then you don't actually know what's going on because you were told one thing and you're just meant to believe it in that regard. You know what I'm saying? Who's to say what is the truth of most of the things we get told on the news? All we hear is we're hearing a spin, right? That's why you every time you listen to news, you got to always take it with a grain of salt. And it doesn't matter if you're watching the right or left wing stuff. They're both equally bad. They'll both spin stuff to their own agendas. And that's a big part, I think, of what he's talking about. You manufacture consent through having these major outlets present things in a way that you're gonna interpret it the way they want you to interpret it to get your opinion on their side. So that way you're consenting with everything that they're doing as people in positions of power, right?
45 seconds.
They determine, they select, they shape, they control, they restrict. in order to serve the interests of dominant elite groups in the society.
Yeah. Wow, he is so... This is super old, this video. You can tell. What is it, from the 80s, maybe? Everything he says 100% applies to today, 40 years later. It's exactly the same. Only now it's even worse because now it's the digital age. And now in the digital age, it's even more skew and control. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Very interesting. I like that. I like this video. I mean, we're not going to watch any more of it because I want to watch other videos today. And it's very political, too. And, you know, again, this is not hashtag DS politics right now. Maybe one day we'll get into this. All right? This is just a nice little tasting. I like that on this show, we get a taste of things to come. Right? I like that. Early 90s, you guys think this is early 90s? Okay. Noam is still alive. He's 95 years old. Wow, good on him. It's amazing that he says shit like this publicly and he's still alive. I'm just going to say that. It's amazing. It really is. You know, thank God I'm no one in power. No one listens to me. I'm just some asshole on the internet. Because when you say stuff like this, you become a target. You know what I mean? Anyway. All right. I think it is time now for us to swap over to the standard member submissions from the it's the submissions membership tier is the one you must join now on the channel if you want to submit clips for the show. And I want to get to that right now. Here we are. I'm going to hit this. I'm going to hit shuffle. I'm going to hit play all. Okay. And now I'm going to set that up. And it looks like you guys voted for the Pikachu hat for the rest of the show. So I think I'm just going to go get it and toss it on. All right. And then we're going to continue here. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so far this week's been good, right? I think the Ultra member submissions were quite good. A lot of those were very thought-provoking and interesting. Thank you to the Ultra members for your great videos this week. Now we head into the more common submissions. All right, and, of course, keep in mind, you too can be a part of the show. If you become an Ultra member, we will guaranteed watch your clip. If you're a submissions tier member, it goes into this randomized playlist, which is what we're jumping into right now. Okay? All right, Derek, see you tomorrow. Sounds good. And let me get this this thing out of here. Okay. All right, ladies and gents, let's continue. Here we go. How to start a cult online.
To the wide world of web.
But I'm already DSP cult leader. I know all about it. I cast the pignosis on everyone out there to make you magically do what I say, right? Like I'm a crazy. I have these weird voodoo powers that can control everyone watching this video and make you do awful things. Correct? We know this. I mean, that's what everyone says.
Welcome.
So I don't need to watch this video. I already know all about it.
And on today's episode, we're going to learn how to build an online fan base. Let's get started, shall we? This here is the Y2K Survival Blog, my science fiction blog that will be growing into a thriving community. And with just one good
The
post,
apocalypse
I've
is
already
coming.
started to gain fans. Heck yeah.
Looking forward to it.
And you can do it too. A good online post contains the following. Relevance. With the new millennium on the horizon, the Y2K computer glitch is a very current topic. Entertainment value. Captivate your audience with drama.
Only the urine drinkers will
And
survive?
lastly,
That's interesting.
A call to action. Invite your fans to join in on the fun.
The urine purification guy. So he's trying to get people to
Just
drink
look at
urine.
those results.
Interesting.
It's an excellent sign of
Too
enjoyment.
acidic,
when
need
fans
some practice.
role play with the material. Looks like we've already gathered a cult following.
Oh!
But if we really want to build a large fan base, we're going to need a heck of a lot more fans. Oh, speak of the devil.
Yes, we've seen videos from this guy before, by the way. They're all
People
parody
who think
videos,
this is
obviously.
real art. Nintendo guy doesn't seem to understand online fantasy role-playing and says our fans lack significant intelligence. What should we do? A. Delete his comment and ban his account.
Here we go.
B. Create community guidelines that forbid hate speech. C. Call him a homophobic slur that makes Mario noises when fucked. As great as C is, we can't allow hate speech in our community. So option B it is. New community guideline.
There you go.
If someone makes hateful remarks, it is our duty to reply in the appropriate manner. Now I can sit back and let the fans respond with their own insults and death threats.
Yeah.
All right. Here we
Wow.
go. Whoa! Cyber Kevin really took the new guideline to heart. Safe to say our fans have successfully protected the realm. But it does make me wonder, what else should we encourage our fan base to do?
This is how he's making the cult.
Buy urine purification
Yeah.
kits as merchandise. B. Meet in the woods at night and wear cool uniforms. C. Spread the word online. Our community is still small, so let's spread the word. But first, we'll need to add a deeper plot to the Y2K scenario. It's an organized government attack created to control the population. Will cause all sorts of drama, and more drama.
Oh my god.
This will entice fans to send out our guide to everyone they know. Nobody is safe from our reach. It really feels like this is the start of a beautiful family. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yes, indeed. Our fans are already playing along. So while they spread the word, let's talk about today's sponsor, NordVPN.
All right. The sponsors where I ended. His videos are kind of funny, admittedly, because they're parodies and they're silly, over the top stuff. So, okay, let's continue.
Gaming in the 90s.
You're my
90s.
best friend, and you're my best friend, and nothing could ever come between us.
Whoa! A Super
Nintendo!
The
The 90s.
Dude!
What's up? Are you ready to play Quake 2 online?
Yep. The dial in to connect. It was slow as dirt.
Hey man, you want to head to the skate? Oh, what is happening here?
I finally cracked it, Jerry.
Okay, cracked what?
The location of Mew, Jerry. The hidden location of that friggin' Mew. Oh, they thought they were so clever. Thought they could throw us off by having us go up and down on Cinnabar Island, teasing us with Missing No, trying to corrupt my game data. Well, they didn't get me this time. No, they didn't, because I saw the pattern. I connected the dots, and do you know where they led me?
No.
To the truck at the Vermilion City Harbor. I mean, it's so simple. It was right under our noses this whole time. All you have to do is lose to somebody on the SSN after getting HM1. Then you respawn back at the Poke Center. You keep playing the game till you get the rest of the HMs. Then you go back to Vermilion City. You surf off here, and Mew is waiting for you right underneath the hidden off-screen truck. I mean, it is so obvious now, Jerry.
I don't know, man. It sounds a little crazy.
Crazy? Crazy? Don't you mean just crazy enough to work?
Gaming in the 90s.
Come on, you're gonna angle
Stop
her.
it!
Right
Stop!
there.
I got it.
No,
Dude,
right in the
take
corner.
a chill pill. Take a chill pill. I got this. All I gotta do is just angle her right over.
And by the way, it didn't look like that either. It was blocky as shit. They changed
we're
this
only
for this
8 years
video.
old, but I'm telling you, buddy, this is as good as it gets.
The Capri Sun.
90s.
I'm still waiting to connect.
Gaming in the 90s.
This is great. This is a great video because this is exactly what it was like for me in the 90s. You know, all these tropes were pretty much true. People were angry and arguing about what was their favorite console. You know, people would have crazy conspiracies about... For me, it was fighting games. Like, there were all these things. Remember the Sheng Long rumor? That Sheng Long was actually a character in Street Fighter 2, and the only way to fight him was to get a certain amount of perfects and get to the last boss and get, like, a double perfect, and then Sheng Long would jump on the screen and you'd fight him. Like, that was a rumor back then. Seriously.
Dude, come on. You still playing a lame boy? Quit being a fart knocker and get a Game Gear already.
Nah.
It's got full color, a bigger screen, you can play in the dark. Heck, I can even watch TV on this thing. Honestly, I don't know why anyone would keep playing a... Oh, wait, batteries are dead.
Hey, could I, get next on that? No?
No.
Honey, you've got to get off the Nintendo.
I got it this time, Jerry. It was right in front of me this whole time. I just gotta run around this fountain 64 times and Luigi will pop out. I can't believe no one figured it out. It's so obvious. 64 times. It's in the game's friggin' name, for God's sakes, Jerry.
Sweetie, please. There is no Jerry. I don't know who you're talking to.
Can it, Jerry? I'm gonna lose
Can it,
count.
Jerry?
62, 63, and 64. No. Maybe it's 64 times 64 because it's Mario 64 in a Nintendo 64. That's gotta be it, Jerry. That's gotta be it.
I can't live like this. Doctor, take him away.
All right, little buddy. It's nap time.
Jerry! I can see Luigi.
That's right, because the rumor was Luigi was in Mario 64, right?
Gaming in the 90s.
Oh my God.
Welcome.
Didn't know you were surfing the interwebs.
Goodbye.
Hey everybody, Odin from the Warp Zone here.
I like that. That was a good one. That was a good video.
Wow. Whoa. Hey there. I'm here to register for the new Street Fighter. Name's Ephraim.
Oh, okay. You're the new Ryu disciple, huh?
That's right. Ryu was my inspiration to become a killer. I mean, a fighter. Fighter.
Okay, I'm seeing the vision. I'm seeing it. I'm thinking we give you a discount Hadouken and an elemental Shoryuken. Hold on, let me see what elements we've already used. Fire, electric, wind. I'm thinking a water, aquatic type Shoryuken. Why don't you go ahead and test that out for me?
Okay. Shoryuken. Oh, wow.
Perfect.
Oh my goodness.
Do my job. I just do it so well. I'm thinking.
Okay.
Day one top.
Yeah,
tier.
there's no Ryu emo on this channel as of yet. I have to take some time to actually look at how many members we have on this channel and see if we can add emotes, because I know we can probably add a ton and I haven't gotten around to it. I'll probably toss some in there. I don't know if you guys, if you have any ideas what emotes you'd like to see out of the ones that I have on DSP Gaming.
High damage output, quick normals, easy neutral, and then after the first major patch, we'll go ahead and nerf you a little bit, keep you around the high tier area after the community complains that you're a brain dead masher. And then towards the end of the game's lifespan, we'll rebuff you back to top tier, huh?
Sounds good to me.
I knew it would. I knew you wouldn't like the sound of that. Here's your bag for the promo material. Seeing as you're a brand new fighter on the roster, we'll make sure you're at the forefront of all promotional material, including reveal and launch trailers. All the stuff that you need is in there. I hope you're ready to become one of the most popular and hated characters to run into online. Welcome to Street Fighter.
You got it. Thank you so much. I can't believe it. Yo. Name's Xerox, ex-snowboarder turned fighter.
Xerox. Yep, gotcha. Right there. Hey, thank you. If you would, please take a seat in the waiting room. They're finishing up some reveal and launch trailer promo. And once they're done, we'll call you.
Wait, shouldn't I be a part of all that?
A part of what?
The reveal trailer. I mean, I'm a new character, so like, shouldn't I be a part of all like the reveal, launch, promo stuff?
Oh, you know, you are new here. All major launch and reveal promotional material is exclusive to the Bloodline, which
That's
you
right.
are part of.
Bloodline? What bloodline?
Hayashi!
That Bloodline. But to be fair to you, in the event that I was misinformed, can you do an electric?
No, but I got plenty of others.
Well, are you related to any Mishima, whether that be by blood or law?
Don't you already have the answer to that on the sheet, man? No.
Well, case closed, am I right?
It's funny because that's absolutely what what Tekken 8 was. The whole story was a story of Jin versus Kazuya and how that tied in with the past plot lines with Heihachi and Jun, who used to have have a romantic relationship with Kazuya. and that's Jin's mother. It's crazy because it's exactly right. It's true. Whenever they have a new Tekken, it's always about that family, and that's it. And there always are new characters and stuff, but like I didn't even know about them. Victor, I didn't even know he existed until I played the demo. I was like, who's Victor? Like I never even heard of him. Right? Yeah, it's crazy. Interesting.
Many cat lovers believe that our feline friends see us as more than just owners. They can see us as their mother figures. Research shows that house cats often keep some of their kitten behaviors even when they're grown up.
Yeah, I believe that.
But does that mean that your kitty views you as their mother? Let's dive into these 12 signs.
I totally think Jasper thinks that Cat is his mom. I think that he believes that.
All rooted in how kittens behave with their mothers to understand the special bond you might share with your kitty.
Yup. Does
Number
that with
1,
us.
Sleeping with you. Sleeping is one of those times when cats are most vulnerable. When they're asleep, they can't easily defend themselves or flee from potential threats. When your cat decides to sleep next to you, it means they view you as a source of comfort and safety.
Yep. 100%.
Similar to how kittens feel about their mother.
Sometimes between us.
In the wild, kittens snuggle close to their mother for warmth and protection from predators.
Okay, let's continue. Sign number 2.
In distress. Every living creature has an instinctual reaction to threats. For cats, this often involves running away to find shelter.
So Jasper runs away in a couple of situations. For some reason, he's deathly afraid of our vacuum cleaner. We still can't figure this out. So whenever the vacuum goes on, he runs away, runs across the house, runs upstairs. He tries to get away from the vacuum, okay? Number 2, when it rains really heavy and you can hear the rain pounding on the rooftop, like, he doesn't know what that is, and it freaks him out, and he sometimes runs and hides. And number 3, whenever a visitor shows up, for whatever reason, that as well sometimes freaks him out. And so he will run and hide. If a visitor's coming to the house, he'll run under the bed until the visitor's gone. He will not come out. So now, does he come and hide with us? No, not really. I would say in every one of those situations, he runs away from what he feels is danger and he goes and hides somewhere in the house. I don't think that he stays with us. So that one I would say no. That one is not, he does not do. What's sign number 3?
When your cat waits for you, they're showing a level of attachment and dependence.
Oh, yes, this happens all the time. 100% of the time. He wants to be with one of us almost all of the time. Very rarely would he not want to be with one of us in the house. When I'm in here, he wants to be with Cat. And when Cat's, at work, he wants to be with me. Or if both of us aren't available, he still tries. Like, I'll be in the bathroom, and he'll be outside the bathroom door, sticking his paws under the door like this. That's how he is. Okay, that one I agree with. That one, yes, definitely.
4, slow blinking.
Like that? Oh, yeah, he does it all the time.
Direct staring can be considered threatening. Cats use prolonged eye contact to establish dominance or signal a challenge. So when a cat deliberately closes its eyes in your presence,
right,
especially in a slow, exaggerated manner,
yes,
they're communicating trust and relaxation. When your cat offers you this cat kiss, they're expressing their vulnerability.
That happens he does that all the time. For sure. 100%. Okay?
Felines, the belly is a highly vulnerable area. Predators in the wild often target the underbelly, as it's less protected by bones and muscles.
Right.
By exposing their belly, they're communicating several things.
Oh, he does that all the time. He always rolls on his side or his back, and you can see his belly. But, the important thing about cats, they don't like to be touched on the belly. You should never give a cat a tummy rub. They don't like that. They actually find that kind of offensive almost. So.
Not all bites are created equal.
Yeah.
There's a significant difference between a cat biting out of fear or aggression and what many cat owners affectionately term love bites.
Yep. He does that all the time.
Are those gentle nibbles or soft bites your cat might give you during moments of affection or play. In the wild, kittens might playfully bite their siblings. It's a form of social interaction, a way to bond and communicate. When they give you these soft bites, they're extending this form of playful communication to you. Number 7, responding to your voice.
Oh, yes. We'll talk to him and he'll go, meow, meow. He'll talk right back to us. So that's a yes.
Your cat might be placing you in a similar category. Number 8, sitting on your belongings.
Constant. But cat stuff, my stuff, he's always all over all of our stuff. That's 100% yes.
In simple terms, it's like they're saying, We belong together. Number 9. High tail when around you.
100% yes. He does that all the time. His tail's up, straight up. Yep. Okay.
This behavior can be transferred to you. Number 10. Waiting to eat until you're present.
That's a good question. The thing is, we're around a lot of the time. I would think we're around most of the time. So, yeah, we're almost always present when he eats. When we're not home, like if we're going out, he'll go to a place, a room like the bedroom or somewhere, and he'll just lay down and sleep most of the time by himself. And then when we're back, then he wakes up, he gets active again, he'll do things like eat and stuff. So yeah, I would probably say that's a yes as well.
Your hair or face.
That's
In
constant.
cat communities,
You guys have seen him do it to me on camera. He jumps on this chair and licks my head. So that's a yes. And what's the last one?
reciprocating this care and comfort, essentially saying, I care for you like my own.
Oh, the biscuits.
Making-
He does, yes. The biscuit movement. He does that both on me and Cat. He's done that before, for sure. So, all right, cool. Does, hold on. Does Jasper ever turn to lick himself out of the blue? Yes, he's done that as well, of course. Are the majority of my clothes covered in cat hair? No. You know, we do a good job of cleaning. And, you know, he doesn't shed as much as other cats. Like, other cats I've heard shed a ton. He doesn't shed that bad, so it's actually not that big of a deal. So, all right, guys, thank you. It is time to end the part. When we continue, in part 5, it's going to be members Q&A, and then we're going to continue on with these submissions tier videos. So thank you all. Great show so far. I'll see you in part 5.